Ladies and gentlemen, the American jury and Bulldog Nation, I was trained for radio by Bill Cunningham, two-time Marconi Award winner, and Daryl Parks, program director and radio legend, coaching legend. And what do you talk about? You talk about topic A, which means what's numero uno. It is impossible. If you're living in the Cincinnati area, Northern Kentucky, Cincinnati area, topic A is the Cincinnati Bengals making it to the AFC Conference Championship. And of course, they have to go on the road to beat Kansas City. But they can do it, folks. They did it once. They can do it again. There's no mystery about it. So congratulations to the Cincinnati Bengals. And by the way, I want to just add this. To all of you bandwagon fans, such as myself, we're allowed. We're allowed. You know, I crack up that our team is finally good, so we're finally in. Are we supposed to, like, watch the Bengals during the Shula years? No. Are we supposed to be happy during the Lewis years where we have our heartbroken first round? No. I mean, this is wonderful. It's professional sports. It isn't like your high school or college. I have always been, since I was a little boy, Bengals fan, Dallas fan. And I'm happy. And I think they got a chance. Unlike some of you folks, though, I don't want them to go play the 49ers for the third time. Oh, my God. Although I think they beat the 49ers this time. There's no Joe Montana or Steve Young around. NFL playoff games over the weekend. I mean, how do you top that? The divisional playoff games are always the best. Always. But yesterday's 4 games, Saturdays and Sundays, 4 games, I mean, how do you top those 4 games? I mean, unfreaking believable. By the way, they found the missing Bengals fan. I was going to do a little promote that, but that missing Bengal fan apparently has been found. Attacks on Trump. I want to explain to you the attacks on Trump that are going on right now and explain to you why, once again, they're ridiculous. First off, all of the investigations going on in New York has to do with allegations of improper valuation of properties. Folks, they're not going. That's not a crime. Let me give you an example. If Trump has a building that he says is worth $20 million, somebody else is at $10 million, I guarantee you Trump's going to have somebody to say, hey, that's worth $20 million. I mean, it's so subjective. It's a joke. And that's what's going on. All the investigations in New York are focused on that bogus baloney. Then we have January 6th. What broke over the weekend from Texas Congressman McCall and others is they're saying that there was an executive order drafted for the military to seize the voting machines after the election. Now, I just want to say 2 things about it. Number one, I don't know if that's true or not. I'm not going to jump to the conclusion that that's even true because of all the lies that they say. However, folks, I don't care if it is true. Why don't I care if it's true? For this freaking reason. If you are President Trump and you know that it's going down, that they are stealing the election from you with all of their little games that they're playing, aren't you entitled to fight back any way, shape that you can? Having the military seize voting machines so they can be properly checked, what's the problem? That's the thing that always cracks me about the accusations of Trump, is that what they accuse him of, even if it's true, so what? So what? That's the way I feel. Nunes came out. He's saying that he's the head of the Trump media machine, new media machine. He says, you know what? Most honest journalists, like 100 of them or more, would have investigated Hunter Biden. No kidding. Ukraine, what a disaster. Let me sum it up. Biden, first off, basically invites the incursion. He has mishandled this from day one. They've announced all of our embassy folks in Ukraine to get out. Folks, they don't do that unless they know something is bad going down. Then Biden announces we might be sending 50,000 troops as part of the NATO defense of Ukraine. Can you imagine that? We're going to have American troops fighting Russian troops. How can that go bad? How can that go south? Folks, if you fight a war with a country, you're at war with that country across the board. It isn't like, oh, we're only at war with you in the Ukraine. What's the ripple effect of all of that? Scary, scary stuff. We all know you keep peace by being strong. When you're weak, you invite these disasters. And that's what they've done. Bill Maher once again hammers Fauci and once again says nobody should act like a doctor's recommendation is gospel truth and you don't have a right to question it. He just ripped Fauci a good one. Apparently there's a boycott going relative to Carhartt. I don't get this at all. For them, they've got to have some deal going on with the government. That's why they do this. In other words, maybe Carhartt has got a contract with the government to produce Carhartt for the military. I'm telling you, there's some reason for this because it makes no sense. Why? Carhartt is for mid-America, is it not? Carhartt is for those that love this country. You don't have the liberals in LA and New York City wearing Carhartt. It makes no sense whatsoever. 70% of this country thinks we're on the wrong track. That is off the charts. Off the charts. The latest in the woke world, John Stockton, the legend, Gonzaga graduate, has had his tickets revoked from Gonzaga because he refuses to wear a mask or get vaxxed. Unbelievable. Sarah Palin's trial starts this morning against the New York Times for defamation. It's going to be interesting. Can she and her lawyers pick a jury in New York that gives her justice? We'll see. The U.S. food supply chain is scary. I'm blown away how the shelves look in stores. It is weird. In the United States of America. And they say prices are going up throughout the world. See the ripple effect. Let me give you a history lesson. In 1929, when our stock market crashed, and then it caught again, then it kind of crashed again. People forget about that. That set off a global disaster, which actually led to Germany crashing, leading to good old Hitler's rise. See, people don't realize this. United States has problems. That ripples across the freaking world. And inflation is doing it. Aaron Rodgers, who used to rub me the wrong way, then I started liking his State Farm commercials. And now that I find out that he fights back on the vax, I really like Aaron Rodgers. He called it the fake White House. Aaron Rodgers' fake White House. Boy, all the wokesters were glad he lost. Bernie Sanders says the midterms, we're going to lose them and everything else. I predict Bernie Sanders might run against Joe Biden in a primary. I really do. I don't know what this is about. Have you ever heard of somebody being a furry? Apparently there's people that dress up like a cat or act like cats. Apparently there's a Michigan school district that apparently set out litter boxes for the furries. No kidding. Goldie Hawn. I always liked Goldie Hawn. Goldie Hawn has come out and said what everybody should be saying from Hollywood, saying we should entertain for everybody and stay the hell out of politics. Good for Goldie Hawn. Of course, you know what Goldie Hawn and Kurt Russell's politics are. You just know it. 1/3 of this country apparently is not vaxxed. 1/3. How smart are we looking? I think we're looking pretty smart. This is a Bulldog. Every dog has their day. Have a great day.